Hey, good morning. January 18th, it's going to be about 9 o'clock, 9:30 when I post this, but I wanted to give you a quick update on market reports, what's going on with the market, and as well as highest and lowest in Silicon Valley, Santa Clara County, really. So let's get going really quick. The numbers are pretty low. Let's take a look at rates real quick. This, as you know, this is a major indication as to where the market's going. If you look back, come on, 6.17. It's the lowest it's been in quite a long time. So last week it was 6.15, which is kind of durable. Right? I mean, that's about what we're expecting. We're thinking that the market's going to come down. The interest rates are going to come down. I would say closer to March. So rates are holding still, and that has a good theory as to why, because inventory is actually getting lower. Not that we're seeing a lot of sales. Let's take a real quick look here. Where is this? What in the world? Huh. That one's checked out. So let's take a look at this one. I think the reason why is because this one, I have no idea why. Okay, let's take a look at this. All right. So these are the numbers. 40 days on market, we're 317. It's been kind of leveling out. I think that's going to be a nominal number right now. I think as March, April, May time frame comes, again, this is all counties, Santa Clara County, all 9 counties in the Bay Area, right? And this is 317, and days on market over 90 is 159, which has actually come down. But when we first started tracking it, it was 37. This is over 7 months ago now, right? So if you look at the actual number of closes last week was 22. Last week before that was 41, which is, this is 30 days following most of the time. And then the number of transactions are now down 32% versus down 37% from last week. And let's see real quick. Last year, average sales price was 1.62. This year's sales price is a little bit more. Now, again, you have to kind of take all that into averages, right? When you look at last year's average, we pulled back about $50,000. San Jose, single family homes, 3 bedrooms, 2 bath, less than $2 million, right? So also the high was this week was 108 or 109% or 9% over list price. And the low, which we're going to go into here pretty quick, just be patient with me. I have to find it. It's 58.5%. Somebody totally had ego and he's like, you know what? I just need to sell it. let's go take a look at that in a few minutes. Stay tuned. Days on market is averaging up. Last year, we averaged about 13 days on market, or the year before was 13 days on market. We're at 23.5 as a total for the last 6 months of 2022, and we're about right. And this is my indicator right here of where the rest of the market in the U.S. is going. Red means it's lower inventory for the most part. I quickly checked most of these as I went through them. So we're 50-50. We're seeing some inventory increase, some inventory going a little bit lower, or being just about even. Like, for example, I think, like this one's very close to the same. This is very close to the same. So it's very even. All right, let's take a look at this. Highest was, let's go back to it. I think it was 110. Yeah, almost 11% over list price. On market 6 days. Cupertino, Lindsay Ave. I'm familiar with that street. I used to live over here in this area right here. So very familiar with this area. List price 2.188. 888. Final sales price, 2.421. But here's the kicker. Look at this house. It's not palatial or anything. This is a standard ranch home, right? And let's look, looking inside. Looking inside. I mean, come on, guys. It's original everything. Look at the red carpeting. Oh, they have dual pane windows. That's good. Not original kitchen, which is good. Looks like they started to scratch, or sand the floor down. Maybe they did it. But I mean, $2.5 million for this. Must be a really good school, or must be a really close to the Apple space saucer or whatever it's called. But look at that. Look at that old hood. Didn't even bother doing anything. They just cleaned it. And that's a bonus room that needs some work. It has some leaks. Whew. Lord have mercy. So there you go. That's what you get for $2.5 million in Cupertino. Cupertino's crazy expensive these days. Let's go to the next one, the lowest, the one you've been waiting for. This one is, actually, is that really the lowest? Let's take a quick look. No, that's not the lowest. This is the one. Ridgeview Ave. Sorry, I want to make sure that we do client full. All right, this one right here. Now take a look. 3,800 square feet. This is the East Foothills. If you take a look at the map, make sure I can see the map here. Yeah. If you take a look at the map, sorry, got to get my cursor back in the monitor. This is the East Foothills. Now remember, and I've done this before, everything along this line right here, on our side, on the east side, you're going to see houses sell for less. On this side, you're going to see houses sell for more. This is the epicenter of Silicon Valley. This is where all the tech is. Venture capital is up here. We have a bunch of biomed, all sorts of different types of tech companies are all here. So if you want to drive a little bit, you're going to save a little bit, right? Like even if you want to move down to Morgan Hill or San Martin, you're adding 20, 30 minutes to your drive if you're going up to Mountain View. So let's take a look at this. Quick, let me shut this out. Let's take a look at this house. Oy vey, who did the photos? 1980s is calling. Hey, your phone. Boy. Okay, so I like this kitchen. I'm a big fan of granite. I'm not a huge fan of quartz. So the wallpaper could go, but I like the cabinets. Maybe they redid it. I'm not sure what's going on there. Wow, that looks like Sarah Winchester house right there. Yeah, look at that. Sarah, the Winchester Mystery House has 2 tours now, by the way. Second one is you go into a seance room and it's kind of spooky, but it's not really. I mean, it's kind of, it's kind of cool. It's kind of a different act on it. Wow. So this was not the original part of the house. This is an addition. They went up with the house. It looks like. Yeah. Wow. So here's the thing, right? You do comps and you say my house is 3,800 square feet. Wow, that's a lot. And it probably comped out at $2.5 million at one time, right? But that was 6 months ago. That was 6+ months ago. The market shifts. People aren't willing to buy what they were willing to buy before. And when they see market goes down, you're going to go down. This went down over $1 million from the original list price. So when you look at it, make sure you know what you're talking about. Make sure you do your comps. Make sure you do everything. And sellers, don't throw ego into the mix when you're selling a house right now, because you will not sell your house. You'll just bump your head against the wall. Guarantee it. You have to understand what the market is doing. And that's why I do these reports, right? Okay, so last thing I want to talk about, does hardwood flooring increase ROI? It depends. If you have that red carpet and you replace it, and in Cupertino, Probably not. People are going to make do with what they want to do, right? And that's actually 2.5 is about what that house should have sold for. So they lowered it, obviously. But there's a few different types of wood, right? There's solid wood floor that's completely finished on the top, and it's tongue and groove, very well done. Those are really expensive. Depending on the finish, it could be durable or not. It could wear a little bit better, and you tend to get more longer life out of that because you can sand it down. And there are planks that are built or cut at 1/2 inch and 5/8 inch and even 3/4 inch. And obviously, the more wood, the more expensive it's going to be. And then you can get engineered wood, which is basically tongue and groove plywood planks. And then you have a veneer on top of it, which is hardwood floor of some sort. We have acacia, which is a special kind of wood that's from Africa, I believe, or South America. But you can get all sorts of different kinds of wood, right? And it goes with the trends. If you look at this one right now, it's more like an oak or a maple. But that's the high end. Now, if you're selling a 20,000 square foot house in Los Altos and you want top dollar, absolutely, right? You want to put the most expensive stuff in there because, you want top dollar. The next thing that you want to look at is, like, if you're in a house in the east side of San Jose, east part of San Jose, you probably won't get the ROI out of spending, $60,000, $70,000 on new hardwood floors, unless it's a mansion and it's 20,000 square feet. If it's a standard row house and you want to max out, absolutely do that. But understand, you're probably not going to get value out of it. You're not going to get a return on investment, which is why there's laminates as well, or you can go engineered wood. We have engineered wood because our neighborhood kind of calls for that, right? You're not going to go in for the high-end everything. You can go in with high-end everything here and there, but you're not going to get the value out of it. We got the wood because we got a brand new dog 8 years ago, and she destroyed our carpet. And when we pulled up our carpet, what we saw underneath was just years of dirt just getting trenched down underneath, and you never really get rid of that. That's why carpet tends to soak up the smells. It's not the surface fibers or the mat underneath. It's underneath where all the dirt and fluids, etc., that go in there. So yes, you can, but be careful what you buy. There's certain woods certain laminates that can actually crack and crease and dent. So be very careful. There's some other stuff out there. Vinyl plank is great for rentals. I wouldn't put that in on a house you're trying to sell because it doesn't look cheap, but you can tell it's vinyl, right? And then there's also, laminate. There's the standard laminate. You can go Pergo. There's a bunch of different brands out there. There's a new type of plank flooring that's laminate. It's actually plastic. So if you look at what the makeup of a laminate is the bottom is MDF. It used to be MDF, or multiple density fiberboard, right? And then they would take the multiple density fiberboard and compress it, and then on top of it, they would put a laminate or a plastic or some kind of high performing thing on it. The problem with the MDF, or multiple density fiberboard, is when you mopped it in between the cracks, water would seep in and you would see it expand. The floor would actually expand. So now what they have is they actually have plastic core, water resistant, they call it, but it really is waterproof. And you can mop it all day long, but it does look plastic. Okay, so there you go. And then you can do tile, you can do carpet, you can do all sorts of stuff, rugs. You can even just drop it down to, some people do cement. I'm not a big fan of that. And that, I think that trend's going away. All right, that was 15 minutes, guys. I'm Vito Scarnecchia with the Abitano Group, powered by Compass. Have a great day.